Welcome to Bay Focus. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You want to stay tuned for this entire show. We are going to introduce you to, actually they've been back after 2 years, it's been too long. We are going to talk with SOF Missions, Shield of Faith, but this is a military focused organization that meets the needs of military personnel and our veterans. And we have the president, CEO, and founder, all those titles of SOF Missions, back with us today, Dr. Damon Friedman. And you have brought your wonderful pal and service dog, Zelda.
That's right. She's here with me. She goes wherever I go. She's my battle buddy. And she makes sure that I'm good to go, and she's excited to be on your show.
And we now want you to call all your friends because Zelda is on the show.
I know, right? Exactly.
So we'll do that. I know. That's she's
right.
Just so beautiful.
That's right.
But let me tell our viewers, Dr. Friedman, a little bit about you. Dr. Damon Friedman is a retired Lieutenant Colonel in Air Force Special Operations. Dr. Friedman served 4 combat deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. His personal decorations include 3 Bronze Stars, 1 with Valor, the Air Force Combat Action Medal, and a 2018 Spirit of Hope Award. And he has a best-selling book called Igniting Movements. He's also the founder and president of SOF Missions and the chairman of the Veteran Service Alliance, which serves around 1 million veterans each year, doctorate in intercultural studies from Fuller, and he's a Harvard grad. And from, there's just too many, education program and public leadership. Honored, all I can say. Thank you for your service to start with, but honored to have you with us. So honored.
Miss Darlene, I'm so excited to be on the show. Bay Focus is awesome. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you back.
Absolutely.
But you're Tampa based and you work, but you travel nationwide.
That's right.
What is SOF Missions? Tell our viewers.
So SOF Missions is an organization that was found specifically to take care of our active duty military and our veterans, and now kind of even going as far as law enforcement officers. We started off kind of like a humanitarian mission organization, deploying veterans, particularly in the special operations community. And we're going to third world countries, austere environments, doing medical clinics and rebuilding orphan homes and providing food and disaster relief. And then it morphed into what we have today, where we're providing free high-end medical care to our warriors that rightfully deserve it, who served our nations. They're our American heroes.
Yeah, and this is something that a number of times, veterans and people coming back from combat, et cetera, get a certain level of care, but you felt they needed more.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we have 20 million veterans around in the United States of America, and they've all served. And the reality is that there's not enough any type of care for them, regardless. And so we just really feel that nonprofit leaders like myself have stood up, and we're kind of filling in that gap, that delta in the trenches with them. And I'm going to tell you, it's been very rewarding to provide this care.
And and we're going to hear, I want you to stay tuned because we have some, particularly, we're going to show you a video in just a moment that goes into the extent of what they do in their Be Resilient clinics. But also we have a story of one of those veterans that walked through the program with you and their story. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But what are we hear in the news reports, but you tell us firsthand because you've experienced it, but also the people you're working with. What are the issues? What are they dealing with?
So right now, when you just start thinking about the 20-year war, right? We're talking about post 9/11. We're talking about the war on terrorism. I mean, just think about the millions of men and women who have deployed to combat. And we're now just starting to see the implications of the war, right? We're talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. Wait, hold on a second. Way more issues than that. You got mild traumatic brain injury, which is synonymous with concussions. We've got insomnia. We've got chronic pain. We have moral injury. We have these chronic stress. We have all of these issues. And guess what? They're culminating. And then all of a sudden, over 20 veterans are taking their lives every single day. This is an epidemic, and we have to do something about it. That's what SOF Missions is all about. We're addressing these issues. We're not taking care of the symptoms. We're going to the core problem. So these medical clinics, which is our flagship, I mean, we're doing some serious business, and we're solving problems. We served over 3,000 veterans, and particularly 300 getting this high-end level of care. And guess what? Not one suicide. We're solving the problem at Mach 1, and we're putting a dent in the suicide epidemic. Must happen today. We've got to keep working at it.
Yeah, this is a big part of what you do. It is really trying to fight fight the suicide that we've all read the reports about. And this is an amazing what you do, but you do it in a holistic
That's right.
way,
That's
correct?
right. That's right.
Because and you also deal with all the different levels, and I believe there's 4, if I'm not,
That's right.
psychological, physical, social, but spiritual
That's
as
right.
well.
100%. So, humans are made of mind, body, and soul. And we were created to be social. The Department of Defense recognizes that. The Veterans Affairs recognizes that. So we treat humans the same way. So we're providing a systematic approach, multi-specialist, right, intradisciplinary, and we're doing this as a collective. We've got about 20 to 30 healthcare practitioners. We all kind of collapse together into one individual, and we are doing psychological treatments and modalities. We're doing physical treatments and modalities, spiritual treatments and modalities, now cognitive treatments and modalities, and of course, spiritual treatments and modalities, because without God, how can we even find hope?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my conviction, and it's the conviction for many of us who have found, freedom from whatever oppression of this suicidal ideations have brought within us. So it's been really exciting just to solve this problem.
And you realize that we're gonna take our viewers right now to take a look at something that you do, that people come to you and veterans come from you, and people that are, and do you have active military personnel as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they're active veterans, and so they can be, the average everyday person might think they're functioning fine.
That's right.
That they're doing it,
Yeah.
but they're not.
Mhm.
They're dealing with things internally. So you do we're going to go into the specifics, but give us the overview. You do a week-long intensive, right, clinic?
Yeah, so you kind of started talking a little bit about the self-destructive behaviors, which is kind of important. So many veterans are finding themselves really just drinking themselves to sleep, a lot of addiction, drugs, self-medication. They're not taking care of themselves. The chronic pain is becoming overwhelming. They're not sleeping. Now it's insomnia. And now they're having an existentialistic crisis. They're going, God, why did this all happen? And the reality is that for us coming together and addressing all those things, we're bringing in warriors from all 50 states. All right, and we've got 1 week, and we focus on 10 at a time. Quality is critical. Really critical, and all about 20 to 30 healthcare practitioners, and we start solving these problems at Mach 1. And after 5 days, psychological, physical, social, cognitive, and spiritual, we've done a full assessment and immediately start providing the medical care. And then after that, we provide 1 year of high-end concierge medical care specifically for the veterans, the active duty, whoever's there, and we are solving these problems, but we journey with them for 1 year. It's not just a 1 week event. It's a 1 year evolution to solve problems. Absolutely. That's what kind of separates us from most people. Most organizations, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like once you finish the clinic, maybe you come back and re-up for another one or do that,
That's
whatever.
right.
It is, you're literally walking through with people for that time. All right, let's take a look. Now that we're talking about the clinics, let's take a look a little more in depth here at these Be Resilient clinics with SOF Missions.
After 2.5 decades of being in uniform and working in small team atmospheres, forming a bond, such a tight bond with people I call my brothers, becoming a civilian again was definitely difficult and challenging. It still is.
While being at this clinic, I'm hoping to overcome some of my physical injuries.
Over 28 years of service, I put a lot of wear and tear physically, mentally, on my body.
My most difficult challenge after leaving service would have to be readjusting to civilian life.
How am I going to adapt to not being in the military anymore? An environment I grew very comfortable in, and now I'm like trying to navigate through an environment that I'm not familiar with, and then obviously trying to figure out how to navigate the course of getting the medical care I need.
The limitations that I have now, I'm not the warrior that I once was, and finding value in the fact that the warrior that I am today still has value. I still have a mission. I still have a purpose and a place.
When the service is done with you or you're done with the service, no training is provided. There's a need for transition, and one of the needs that programs like this meet is filling in all of the educational pieces, the fellowship pieces.
At the Be Resilient clinics, we approach suicide epidemic through 4 different domains. This is what we call our holistic approach. our spiritual, our physical, our social, and our psychological. Those 4 domains, they're different, but when they work together, we can achieve whole health for the warrior.
There's physiologic changes that happen in your brain when you exercise, when you move, and when you're consuming the appropriate fuel. So, and nutrition play a massive role in the holistic management of depression and PTSD and all other mental health disorders.
Veterans have a wide range of issues. Sometimes they come out of the military with a lot of these issues being completely unaddressed. They may not even recognize that they have these issues, and that's where our team kind of can step in and start to identify and recognize and treat those issues.
What's really great about our community is that we're able to work together over the course of that week and kind of have that communication and that open dialogue to figure out what the needs are of each individual and what the care looks like moving forward. So we're able to do it in a very timely manner that's cost effective, and we're able to get the most out of what we're able to do together all in one setting.
One of the unique things about our Be Resilient clinics is that it's really an intense approach. When our warriors come, we are absolutely committed in figuring out whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever struggle, whatever challenge it may be. I mean, we have the best in the business in every profession coming together. And it's not just to combat the suicide epidemic, if you have, issues, suicidal ideations, but all the way, we don't stop like, oh, I feel better now, where we take it to the next level on this path to peak performance. We want you to be faster, stronger, smarter, more confident than you've ever been. A lot of our guys and gals that have served in the military, when they first started, they were like Spartans. They felt like Spartans, they thought like Spartans, they performed like Spartans. But then somewhere along the way, there's an injury, there's a trauma, there's an event that kind of derails them. And they wake up one day and they just feel broken. They feel exhausted. They feel, they're overweight. They are not as confident. They are just struggling with different issues. Well, what we do is we welcome them. We welcome them back so that they can have an opportunity to press the reset button, to start almost all over again, and to give you the tools, the weapons, so that you can re-engage life in a more meaningful, more impactful way than you ever have.
Just love, Dr. Damon, what you are doing with these clinics. And this is something you have walked side by side with these people, and you've seen just real life change, right? That has lasted.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am intimately familiar with a lot of the darkness that they've gone through as well. Serving 20 years in the military, 5 years in the Marine Corps, 15 years in special warfare, doing capture kill missions, and numerous deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. Dealing with multiple mild traumatic brain injuries, waking up in the hospital. My last stint, 3 months inpatient at Haley's Hospital, 9 months outpatient. I understand what suicidal ideations, what that is. I understand how the pain can be so overwhelming, where one comes to this point where you're like, I'm just better off dead. I'm better off not being on this earth anymore. I don't have to bring any more hate and discontent and all this like anger and rage to my family, to my friends, to my community. I could just end it all. But that's a lie from the enemy.
Yeah.
It's not true. The fact is that God has a plan for each and every one of us, and it's awesome, and He wants us to win. He wants us to persevere. He wants us to be successful. He has a higher calling for all of us, and this is my higher calling. I'm a freedom fighter, and I've always been called to fight for those that can't fight for themselves. And so this is what SOF Missions is all about. We're freeing those who are oppressed. So it's just a new mission, a new chapter in my life, and I'm honored to be a part of it, and I'm honored to be a part of the solution, not just creating awareness of the suicide epidemic. Absolutely not. It's about doing something about it. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
That's an important distinction.
Yes.
Because we hear about it, but what's being done about it, And are you on this? We're going to go to a story of one of the veterans that have been through your program in just a moment. But are you connecting with the military? And I want to bring up not just military, but you've expanded out into first responders.
Yes, ma'am.
And are you getting referrals too from Are they sending people your way?
I'm telling you, we're getting a lot of people our way. And I'm going to tell you my biggest dilemma. We're providing this high-end concierge medical care. We are solving problems. They're amazing, but we're getting so many applicants, so many warriors. Think about it. Just in Florida, where we live, 1.5 million veterans live in the state of Florida. Almost 20 million in America, and they're all looking for hope. They're all looking for care. I mean, just in one day, you know, a veteran will see the head physician, a psychologist, physical therapist, acupuncturist, massage therapist, chiropractor, strength conditioning, nutrition, all these things, and then close it out with our nurse practitioner in one day. Unless you have a ton of money, unless you're a person of wealth, you're never going to get that care. But for here at SOF Missions, at our Be Resilient program, we do it, and we do it specifically in the clinic. We're solving problems, and we have to do it more now than ever.
I absolutely love that. Now, we're going to go to a story. This is an amazing story. Tell us a little bit about John Arroyo.
Oh, John is a good brother of mine, Special Forces, Green Beret, incredible story. I mean, he had a lot of challenges as an adolescent. He and I know exactly how it feels like to not have a father love you, take care of you, instead abuse you. And so then he joins the military just like I did. And then all of a sudden, as I've had multiple traumas through my deployments in Afghanistan and Iraq, but he had it in his own home base from his own brother. His own soldier turned and shot him. And you know what? Many people will use 1,000 reasons why they should not be productive, why they should end their lives. But John Arroyo, just like myself, used the same 1,000 reasons to live, to win, to persevere, and to make an atomic impact on this earth, one life at a time. John Arroyo is a hero, and he continues to serve our nation, no longer in the uniform, but is out there, like me, suicide, that's our enemy, and he's doing even more stuff in helping young men understand what it's like, and fathers, what it's like to have a healthy relationship between a father and a son. So awesome and so needed today. John Arroyo,
Okay.
I
I can't say
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at John's story.
My name's John Arroyo, U.S. Army. I joined in June of 1998. Things weren't going good after high school. Found myself addicted to meth. My sister told me one day, hey, you need to get out of here. You're going to be a loser the rest of your life. So I said, well, what do I do? She said, you need to go join the military. Like, you need to get out of California. I said, okay, well, let's go talk to this recruiter you want me to go see. Went and saw an Army recruiter, failed the ASVAB the first time. I mean, I wasn't doing good at all. Went back 6 months later, passed it by 1 point. The majority of the men in my life were Army truck, they were truck drivers, and so I said, well, I'll become a truck driver. So when I saw the recruiter, and I said, you know what, do you have a job in truck driving? Because I wasn't looking at the Army as a career. What I was looking for was just some discipline and to get off of drugs, and I was a teenage father also at 15 years old, and so I was giving my son nothing, and I wanted to be a better father. So I became an Army truck driver and ended up in the 82nd Airborne Division, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 1998. There was pre-9/11, there wasn't a lot going on. There was maybe some Kosovo trips, but I wasn't on them. And then a few years later, into my first enlistment, I saw these Army Rangers and Green Berets, and I was like, man, those dudes are cool, you know? The girls liked them, and I liked the girls, and so, you know, I wanted to be a Green Beret so people can tell me I was cool. And ended up becoming an Army Green Beret, 2 combat deployments, two Afghanistan, 1 Iraq. And then I got a great opportunity. You know, there was a lot of potential in me that my sister saw, and so did some of the other leaders in the military. And I transitioned from enlisted to officer. And after I left Fort Bragg after 15 years, I ended up at Fort Hood. April 2nd of 2014, I was shot by another soldier. Actually, there was 19 of us shot. I took a 45 through my throat. It severed my jugular vein, went through my voice box, and traveled into my right shoulder. I was shot by someone that I would have given my life for. When I was dying on the ground, I actually heard an audible voice tell me to get up. I'm not schizophrenic. I believe it was a divine appointment. I get up off the ground. I start walking, I see another soldier walking towards me. And ended up being the soldier that just shot me. We meet face to face. And I would just say there was another divine appointment. There was a divine intervention. And for some reason, he stopped in front of me, looked around, looked at me, turned, and just walked away and shot 3 more people. It was a long recovery process. I retired from the military in November of 2018. There was still a lot of recovery that I had to go through. And through other organizations and other people, I heard of SOF Missions and the great work that they're doing to help veterans recover and to find wholeness in life. I would say that it's probably one of the best programs I've ever been through, because it just hits on so many things that I've been looking for help for. And one of the best things that I love is that after the program's over, the weekend, I get 365 days of communication and care, follow-on care. So they don't just leave you. It's not like, okay, we'll see you next time, or we'll see you at our next event, or apply for our next program, or thanks for stopping by. But they actually walk with you. And that's what I love about SOF Missions, is that they don't leave you. They walk with you every step of the way through your entire care until you are actually whole. And that's what I love about it.
Wow, that is just an amazing, amazing testimonial of what SOF Missions does and how they help our veterans. Damon, we got to tell our viewers about something else you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
You've got something called Operation Red Belt, and you're wearing one today. Show us, do the show and tell.
That's right. I am wearing one for all the viewers out there. Looking, amazing with a suit. Highly recommended. Operation Red Belt, a concept that was kind of fashioned, started off over at Harvard, where I had an opportunity to go to school at. And what we did was we wanted to give Americans, patriots, people that love America and their veterans, an opportunity to join forces together under Operation Red Belt. And what it is it's not just about creating awareness anymore. Not at all. We want to tell people out there, stop talking about the suicide epidemic. Stop, and actually start doing something about it. Now, please don't get me wrong with this. We want people to talk about it. I think my point and my conviction is we need to do something. Yeah. So we fashioned this red belt. Man, you've got this buckle of truth, right? You've got the shield of faith, which is our logo, our brand. And then you have this red belt, and the red belt is very significant. What it is it represents the over 1 million men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice, fighting for our country, for freedom, fighting for those that can't fight for themselves. But it's pretty cool also because it is also represents the ultimate sacrifice. As a person of faith, Jesus, who made the ultimate sacrifice for all of people, past, present, and the future. So it's very powerful. It looks amazing in a suit. It looks amazing with golf attire, and it looks amazing in a multi-cam uniform. So it's pretty awesome in everything and anything you're doing.
So is there one belt for men and women, or how do you do it?
Yes, I'm such a loser. There is one for men and women. I should have brought both, because the ladies are staunch supporters. They're like, give us the belt. Give us the belt. We got the belt. I'll show it to you. I promise you. Operation Red Belt.
So you have both.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
So people can go to where online? Operation Red Belt has its own?
That's right. OperationRedBelt.org. Pick yourself up a belt, all right? And join forces with us and become an unstoppable force for good. And it's not just for people. It's for companies. It's for nonprofits. It's for churches. It's for everybody. This is a movement of unity, right? And all the money goes straight into providing free, high-end medical care to our warriors in the greatest nation of all the world, America.
Yeah, and that is the one thing I want to say. There's proceeds that go to this because everything you're doing requires finances.
That's right.
For SOF Missions. So
absolutely.
This goes into that, but it's also such a conversation starter.
Yes, absolutely.
And what, everybody say, what is this red belt? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to do?
Yes.
All right, I want you to, we're closing out the show now, and we've just scratched the surface of what you do, but I know our viewers have been challenged and to hear all that you're doing, and you've walked it and lived it. But I want you to speak to, and we just have a shorter amount of time here, but I want you to speak for our little bit of time, that if there's a veteran watching that has been really struggling,
yes,
and they don't know, should I connect with SOF?
Yes.
What do I do? They've been maybe in the shadows,
right?
or their family knows what's going on, but
Yes.
maybe others don't,
Yes.
or whatever. What would be their first steps with you?
So-
What would you say to them?
Yeah, so what I'm going to say is this is,
I would let you address if they're watching.
you know, we have a lot of men and women who have served in the military, and I'm going to tell you right now, many people are struggling. If you're struggling out there, I'm telling you, go to sofmissions.org. Don't drink another bottle of whiskey or alcohol or drug, whatever it is that you're doing. Don't spend another night where you're not sleeping at all. Don't spend another day thinking about self-destructive behavior or suicidal ideations. Come, sofmissions.org. We're here to help you. The reality is that you are a hero, you serve our nation, and you deserve the absolute best care, and we're willing to do it. Go to sofmissions.org. I'm telling you, I know what it's like to struggle. I know how much courage it requires, not only to tell people that you need help, but to actually get it. Go to sofmissions.org, learn about it. The video's there, the application's there. It's super easy. Do it today. We love you. I love you. You're my brother. You're my sister. Let's join forces together. Let's become the best version of ourselves, and let's figure out what our higher calling is and propel you to do an incredible impact in the world.
I love that, and I want our viewers to take advantage of that. All right, you also have, this is really important because we want our viewers to be able to access
Yes.
this. You have a podcast.
Yes,
Tell
ma'am.
us how they can find that.
Yeah, the Damon Friedman Show on the Real Life Network. You can check it out. Pastor Jack Hibbs launched it out for conservative, biblical, really informative programming. And they asked me to be a podcaster and check it out. The Damon Friedman Show. We're here. We talk about leadership development. We talk about personal things that I'm struggling with, that I know many of you are struggling with, and it's going to really resonate with you. The Damon Friedman Show on the Real Life Network, or just go to the YouTube channel, Dr. Damon Friedman, and get a lightning bolt in your morning as soon as you press play.
Okay, and I have to tell you, if you've been watching this show, you know the absolute energy and enthusiasm that Dr. Damon has for what he does. Thank you so much for being on the show. And I want to say, too, as we wrap up here, that Dr. Friedman is available as well. He goes out speaking. He goes out sharing. He has a whole, he travels. He's in demand to share about what he does and to make a difference in people's lives. So you can contact him there as well, and you can reach him through SOF Missions and at the variety of information we're putting on the screen. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. This has been such an honor to have Dr. Damon Friedman with us. If you're watching and you need some help that he can provide, I want you to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want you to connect with me as well here at Bay Focus. We look forward to seeing you again next week. May God richly, richly bless you.